Hello, welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who might be watching to Swindon't You Forget About Me. Now, it's been a while, both in real life and in terms of how many games we've played. I've been on various holidays and trips. So, screw you, I am the boss. Ha ha ha ha ha. Now then, we have not done well in the league, okay? Actually, things are it doesn't look as bad as I actually think it probably is. Let's just show you what the hell's going on. We're 10th. 15 games in, that's basically halfway through, we're 10th. That's not good enough. We've actually had mostly a lot of draws. We've not lost that many, really. You could argue that, pardon me, just did a big old burp. Anyway, we could be third. If we turned a lot of these draws into wins, we could be up there in third. But let's show you what we did then. So yeah, you remember very vividly, I'm sure, it's probably one of the highlights of the year so far, when Swindon won the Europa League, European Super Cup against Arsenal 4-0. Since then we've drawn with Man City. I'll show you the little stats on the bottom here so we can see Gilic scoring there. By the way, our league form has not been reflected in our Europa League form. Let's just show, can I show it so that it's... Can't do it just by competition in this game. Okay. So yeah, we beat Schalke 2-0 at home. We played Stevenage in the League Cup, and we played a fairly weak team, won 4-0. We then beat Liverpool 2-0 in the league, so things were looking good at that point. We beat Slovan Bratislava away, not an impressive team. Let me just mute my laptop. We then drew 0-0 with West Ham, drew 0-0 with Huddersfield, which was annoying. We smashed 3 past Cluj at home. We then played Spurs and lost 2-1. And then we played Spurs again in the League Cup and lost 2-1. So we will not be... I said mute, didn't I? So we will not be retaining our League Cup from last season. We knocked out on the second stage for us. We then did finally manage to eke out a win as we played Southampton. Makacek and Martins scoring there. I believe that the winner from Martins may have been super late. Yeah, 90. In fact, the whole turnaround was very late, 90 plus 6 minutes. We then went on and played Cluj away, the game that guaranteed that we would qualify to the next round. 9-1 away in Romania. Jepsen scoring 4, Padilla scoring 3, Montufar and an own goal from them, putting us through. We then played a fairly tepid Ipswich side, Stas, Jeff and Serapio scoring, before we then followed up our recent good form with a 2-1 loss away at West Brom. Topic, I think we opened the scoring and they turned it round and came back. Oh no, we were just bad in that game. We then drew 3-3 with Cardiff, which was a good game. We went ahead, they equalised. We then took 2 goals advantage. Jeff scoring these 2 goals were absolutely sensational. Both of them, he picked them up on the halfway line, ran past everybody and scored. But our old enemy Clement Grosjean scored twice in quick succession later on to bring it back to 3-3. We then went through a run of games that I was a little bit concerned about, mainly because Man United was one of them. But we beat Man United 3-1 at home. Makacek, Jair and Alberto scoring before we played our hardest game of the group stage, although it was a 3-0 win in the end, away in Schalke. Jeff, Jair and Wilmot scoring. You'll notice, I think, that Jair scores in about 4 games in a row here. So he scored against Man United, against Schalke. He scored the third against Leeds, who are pretty much rock bottom of the table, so it was good that we managed to do that. He then did not score against Bradford, but I'm pretty sure... Oh no, he didn't score against Swansea. But yeah, and then the last game that we had, they scored 2 early goals, both ridiculous defensive mix-ups. We really should have won, as you can see from these statistics. They didn't create any chances other than the ones that we literally handed them. Now what we have to do is we have to wrap up our Europa League group. You can see we've scored 21 and conceded 2, so we are, I think at the moment, we're the best team in the Europa League, although obviously a bunch of teams dropped down from the Champions League. And I think that will probably be it for today. I'm recording this in the middle of my lunch break, so I don't have a great amount of time. We'll see. Maybe we'll play Chelsea as well. But first, let's go and play Slovan Bratislava, the big game. Jepsen has 7 goals in the Europa League this season. I'm going to give him the opportunity to extend that. We are going to also give Wilmot a start because he played very well last week. Stas is injured, but Ali İpekli, who has spent a lot of time, he's the Turkish winger we have, He spent quite a lot of time complaining about being upset and not enjoying life in Swindon. I can completely understand his position, but we need him to, now that he's back from... He was allowed about 2 weeks leave. Now that he's back, he needs to step up and sort of prove that he's good enough for the team. And what we're also going to do is we're going to play Viotti instead of Van Rethy, give him a break. Viotti needs a bit of game time, so let's give him the game time that he needs. Jair, everyone else, they can all stay. So yeah, I'm predicting a fairly comfortable win. I don't think they have very much by way of anything really. Jepsen seems to only be able to score in the Europa League. I think he's got 1 or 2 goals in the league, but as you saw, it's 7 in the Europa League, and he's only played 3 or 4 games. So now then, Swindon, Slovan. Let's go. Let's get some goals. Let's wrap this thing up. Jair at the back post could have had a goal straight away. Musa Fall with the cross. Lovely stuff. Here we go again. Serapio, 2 chances saved on the line in the first 5 minutes. I have signed a centre-back who will be joining us in January because I'm concerned about our centre-back options. Jepsen's really up for it in the Europa League. Yeah, I'm concerned about our options since we lost Perez. The guy that I brought in, Peña, is not good enough. He seems to be pretty shonky, and so the guy I've brought in is a first-teamer quality who will hopefully step up a bit. Oh, a good save from Fatut is Kuchu with his free kick attempt. They've had a shot on target. That's a disappointment. 4 crosses, interesting ball to the back post. Nobody there though. Jair wins the ball high. Laveau, he's not been playing as much this season. Oh, Torsten Barron has a long range effort, but the keeper saves. Laveau hasn't been playing as much this season because he's been replaced by the fella whose name I've forgotten, but he does get the odd run out, and the other guy has not got quite so strong fitness as some of the other players, so he can't play absolutely every game every week, so we do let Laveau join in, and that's fine because he's still good. Jepsen now, the chance to bring the ball forward for us, puts it back. Viotti in the middle. You can see the difference when we play our weaker players in terms of the decision making that they have. Oh, Ipekli was beaten in the air. That's not surprising. He's a winger. Manuel to Ipekli, who shoots, but it went over the bar. I'm hoping that, we've had a few players recently who have dropped off after coming from foreign countries and just refused to basically be happy in Swindon. I can understand it, I suppose, but it's frustrating. It can be a bit of a waste of money. I don't want Ipekli to go that way. We already had the Polish lad, whose name I've already forgotten, from Śląsk, who we had to move on because he just refused to stay happy. We also nearly signed Śląsk's other excellent striking prospect. He's been agitating for a move. They decided they wanted to cash in on him, so they've really offered him up for £7 million. Me and everyone else in Europe went for him, but I assume that because we didn't want to pay him quite as much as the other teams would have, that's why he decided to join Juventus. He wanted 60-something thousand, and I didn't think he was quite that good. So we're unfortunate, but we did not see him join Swindon. I've been scouting through Central and South America in the last little while whilst I've been sitting here waiting to record, trying to find someone who I can bring in for not too much money who can improve our striking, because it's up front where we are not where we're not strong in depth. Wilmot is a little bit less consistent than he used to be. Jeff seems to blow hot and cold strangely. Alberto this season's not having a great season. Badia is another one who doesn't. He's not consistent. So we need at least one consistent performer to pair those guys with. Now we need to. Come on, guys, what's going on here? You can't even break down. I want to win every game. He says, "Idiot." Why would he say that? Slovan. Rubbish. Come on now, boys. This is pathetic. Right. Jeff on for Jepsen. Wilmot over there for Jeff. Good. Alia Pekli's not doing well. No, Barron's tired. Let's take one too far there. And we'll leave the choice of winger to replace in a minute. That's very poor. They've done the thing that we usually do, which is start strongly after the second half. Or in the second half, rather. Starting after the second half is a bit of a waste of time. Wilmot now. Oh, Montufar scores straight away. What a finish. Lovely, lovely stuff. Curled it round the keeper. Instant impact from the substitute there. Like to see that. That's what I like to see. Wilmot thought they'd cleared, didn't do it well enough, and Montufar, just first touch, curls it round the post. Oh, the keeper, sorry. Cool. Haven't recorded a video for a while, so my knowledge of words has decreased, incredibly so. I don't know what or how to speak, and so you'll have to bear with me whilst I learn it again. I'm going to record this one, and then I'm going to finish work. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to then paint my kitchen, get my sink fixed because the little sort of plungery thing isn't quite working as much as I'd like it to. And then I think after that I'll try and buy a carpet, and then maybe I'll record another video this evening. Except no, I won't, because Chernobyl. Have you guys been watching Chernobyl? I know everyone comes here for their hot take on HBO's new series. Chernobyl's amazing. Watch Chernobyl if you haven't already. There you go. I'm not going to say any more. Makacek to Wilmot. Brought Makacek on. He's a wonder kid, and he's wanted by all and sundry. I have been rejecting interest from him for a while, but I imagine once we finally get through to the January window, we will have to start surrounding him with shitty sticks with which to fend them off with. We'll see. I don't think we'll be forced to sell in January. Wilmot's off injured. Good. That's what we like to see. Bit of an enforced injury substitution 2 minutes after I just made my last sub. Classic. Fall crosses Jaya at the back post. That's unfortunate. So we're not doing great. I mean, I imagine that the stats must show that we're dominating. Yeah, we're statistically excellent, but as seems to be the case, we just cannot turn our, and that's been the case for a couple of years. We can't seem to turn the dominance that we often have into victories on a regular enough basis. I mean, we win the Europa League, we win the cups occasionally, but in the league we seem to drop points against weaker teams a lot. And we're still not at the level where we can really contend with teams like Arsenal, who are just better than everybody else. So it's it's annoying, and trying to break through that glass ceiling is frustrating me. But I think we're clearly not that far away. Jaya might have felt he could have won this game for Swindon't. Don't believe we just didn't win that. Unbelievable. I cannot believe that we didn't win that, is what I was trying to say. 16 points. We still top the group comfortably. Schalke beat Cluj to come bottom of the group. Unfortunate for Cluj there. Anyone else we know and love in this list of teams? I don't think so. Trabzonspor beat Betis, which is a pretty good result. Okay, good. Well then, let's move on. I have decided that Wilmot's out for 5-6 days. It's fine. I've decided that we will play the Chelsea game. Although I've just realised that the Chelsea game is clearly going to be on the 27th, and that means that I'm going to have to wait another week. So, how long is this video? We are, 13 minutes? It's not that long, though. Okay, we will do the second video. We'll do the second game, we'll lose it, I'll be annoyed, and then I won't want to record. That's what always happens, but it's, Anyway, we beat Chelsea last time we played them in the Cup. In the Cup is in brackets in that sentence in the book. Yeah. Such fun indeed. So these are the players that I've been looking through. I suppose we'll do this as well. Jada, this guy, he's £25 million. He's already on 60k a week. He's not interested in joining us. That's a shame. We've got Marcio. He would join us for £8 million. Let's just see. He looks decent. I don't think he's that good though. Tiba, no good enough. Garcia could end up being good as Manuel. Let's have a look. Marcelo Garcia, 16-year-old from FC Dallas. I don't think we'd be able to. So they think we could sign him even with the work permit thing. I can offer him a deal without even having to. Can we just? Come on, young boy. No, hey, wait there. Okay, all right. Well, we'll see if we can get him on a free. Then we've got Castiglioni from Estudiantes. He's fine. I'm not convinced that he's. So they don't even think he's as good as Padilla and. Let's just see. Padilla. Compare Castiglioni. Yeah, Castiglioni's not as good. He's better in the air though. All right, fair enough. 8 million on someone who's not as good as our current striker. That's not really on. Another one, Hector Manara. I can tell you already that he's not as good. Moreno. He's a defender. pretty good, but still not as good as these lads, so he's not coming in. Pineda, same. No. Okay, well, didn't have a very good, productive scouting session, it seems. Oh well, that is just the way that it'll have to be, guys. That's just the way it'll have to be. You can see that we've conceded quite a lot of goals this season, so clearly the loss of Perez has hurt us more than I would thought it would have done. Apparently we're looking for Shakhtar's star of Egypt. Everyone's, you know you're not a great footballing nation when your star is your right back. Anyway, they're offering this, no, giving him a new deal, Dwight Van Winkle. And here we have our first, this is really what I wanted to see, right? So the Europa League knockouts. So let's not do it that way. That'll take forever. We would have minded any of those teams. That would have been good. We've drawn Karpaty Lvov. I've just been in Lvov. I've seen their stadium only a week ago. They are, I think, doing very well. They might even be top of the Ukrainian league. Let's see. Premier League. Yeah, Karpaty are winning the Ukrainian Premier League. So that should be a tough old fixture, but still it should be a fun one. Interesting to get someone different rather than constantly drawing Spanish, Italian, other clubs. Oh no, I didn't. Bollocks. Okay, it doesn't matter anyway. I'll show you who will win, who will face if we beat Karpaty, which will be. Thank you. Lokomotiv Moscow or Trabzonspor. So that's fun. That'll be a fun couple of. Right, so they think that he's almost as good as our current best right back. Well, they think he's better. £10 million for a new right back. How good is Javier? No, we don't need him. We've got some good players, brother. Get out. I'll look at those in a bit, probably. Let's get through this game before someone complains to me that I haven't come back from lunch. Oh man, what a day. Not much has happened. I've had some interviews is not right. I mean to say meetings. Yes, meetings. Yeah, that's basically it. I've got to paint the wall later on. Like I said, we started painting and then I realised halfway through that we actually don't have any brushes to do the edges with, so cool. So I had to then wait almost a week to do that again because we then went on holiday for a week. So I'm going to do that later on. That's the exciting life of Ben Whelan. Gym, painting a kitchen, and then, as I said, fixing the sink with our friend because I don't really know how to do it. And it's got one of those like little twizzly things where you spin it round and then the plug comes up, and then when you want to fill the sink you spin it the other way and the plug goes down. But at the moment, regardless of what you do with the spinnery, it doesn't push up. So it's always down, so we need to get that fixed. I have been playing Barronmore, so that's fine. Let's carry on. Celsinho, rubbish. I don't know why give me his report. He's shit, and he's not even going to be that good. I bet if you look at his report, he'll be like a 2-star or 3-star player. I don't want that. Find me good players. Find me players who have got good, good potential, not just Aegis. Don't sign me. Don't bring me Aegis. I don't want them. Closing all these things in my. Molosh. Okay. Patrick gets reward for fine form. He looks pretty good. He is pretty good. Why are we not looking at him? 6 million. Why have I not tried to sign him? I think I did try and sign him and then turned it down, actually. now that I'm looking at it for a second, like, maybe I actually did try that. Let's keep going. Makacek, let's just look at how good he is. This is the kind of thing that gets on. So let's see, that's how good he is, 19 years old. He's one match away from a one-match ban. He's signed his deal now, good. How's he getting on? How's his development? Not going great. Fine. He's been labelled the next Cesare Natali, whose name doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know why we're not playing on Boxing Day, but we are playing on the 27th of December. Just, I suppose, to give us enough time to not have any time to recover for the Western-super-Mare game. I don't know if I mentioned in the last video. I don't think I could have done, no, because we only played 1 or 2 games. Western started the season absolutely stunningly. They had a long series of very good form, and then went off an absolute cliff, and they sacked their manager after about 2 weeks. And so I think just last week they hired a guy who he's one of the few people who are left in the game who are still real people. He was he must have been a 16-year-old playing for something like Bromley when the game started, and he went on to become manager of. He was the manager of Forest Green when they initially got taken over by their Moneybag owner, and so he took them from the Blue Square Premier to League 1, and then got them promoted that far, and then he took over to a number of middling Premier League jobs, and took a lot of teams down. So I'm not greatly convinced about how well he'll do for Western-super-Mare, but we'll see. So he's much better in the air than Padilla, but almost as good, but not as good physically. He's not quick enough. Well, he's not as quick, rather. He is quick. No, that's Padilla. Let's make an offer. Let's see what they'll do if we say £5 million. That should do something. Good. They are going to try and buy Padilla off us. See, look at all these like ridiculous things like this fella here, 17. Why are they that interested? He's not that good. Although that kind of tells me that the game thinks they're going to be good if big clubs want to buy them. So I tend to not want to let those kind of players go, even if I myself don't necessarily think they're that good. I'm like, well, if Juventus want to buy him, he's probably going to be okay. Now then, let's play Chelsea. Okay, so Wilmot's injured. Let's go like that. Jepsen's not going to play either. It's going to be Alberto with Padilla on the bench. We'll put Misson back in there. Martins will go there. Makacek will start. We will put Gitch will retain his place in the middle. We'll bring back in everyone's friend Sime Topic to start. Viotti is definitely not playing. That was something I very nearly did. Out you come, fella. And we'll play Laveau instead of Javier. Let's do that then. So this is our team. Alberto, Just Jeff, Makacek, Rethi, Gilic, Topic. Lots of itches in our team. Obviously someone has not put the softener into the washing fabric stuff. Anyway, let's go. Oh, shit, that was just fucking terrible. Just get out. I have faith. Now you're going to listen to me for the first few minutes. You're going to hear me tippy-tapping away on my laptop. And I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Back. Okay, let me look at those tickets now to get back to you. Okay, and now we can watch as Yanchov runs through the middle and Manuel takes out Benufella. How that fella is still going on, speaking of which, he must be about 37 now. I don't know why Chelsea still have him up front. I mean, he's obviously still great. He started in the cup final against us, and I think he's their top scorer this season. I saw, but surely they can get a better striker by now. Just Jeff, wow. Okay, I got excited, and on balance, I probably shouldn't have done. Manuel Van Rethi. Manuel over to Gilic. Gilic now. Good effort, but he doesn't get the ball inside the post. Gilic has been attracting a lot of attention. He's one of those weird ones where my scouts don't rate him very highly. I do, by the way, just to underline that. I rate him highly. My scouts don't, but every other team always seems to want him. And like weirdly on loan or stuff like that. Big clubs, sort of like Juventus, Bayern Munich, want to take him on loan for a season. I don't know what those managers are thinking, and the game doesn't. I don't know. It's all weird. Johansson now to Yanchov. Good getting in the way there. Yes, nice work, lads. And in fact, Gilic had such a good game recently that Jeff smashes just the other side of the post. That it said in the it was against Schalke. He was having an absolutely storming game against Schalke, and it said as a bit of text down the bottom that his performance, you won't get a performance better than that at this level. I was like, Jesus. I don't think he was even man of the match, but he was just a very good save from Fatut. Just a very good performance, controlling everything, getting everywhere. A lot of running from his perspective as well. Nice stuff. Oh dear, Maya, but Laveau, Topic. we've looked okay. They've had a couple of chances, but in fact, only the one, and we've had more. We're looking decent. We remember, I assume, that we have such a terrible record against Chelsea. I still don't think... I didn't check, actually. I should have done. I'm not sure that we've beaten them since we beat them in the League Cup final. We're just not very good against Chelsea. Just Jeff goes round, but only wins a corner. Topic now, crosses, but Yanchov clears. Strange that their diminutive left winger is the one to win the ball in the air in their box, but whatever. I don't think that... I won't take it up with our players until we lose. So, here we go. Jair now. 43 minutes. Wow, nothing really happening in the first half. We've had a few chunks of interest where Jeff has been kicking the ball past the post. Oh, okay. So, despite... Well, no, rather he's decided than try and shoot it in the corner, so just hit it in the middle and let Silva put it in the corner for him. It seems to be a successful tactic so far. We are 1-0 up at the county ground against Chelsea. But no doubt this Benefella fella will score. Benefella fella. Benefella fella. That's if I'd signed him. It would be Ben fella. Fuck off. He will no doubt score, as we were about to see. No, Fatut actually manages to save it. Just a little tippy-tappy bit of banter there. My manager said, I don't need you to tell me what happens with it, I just want you to make it go away. And I said, okay, so you want a full report on your table by morning? And then I told you what I said. Oh God, live commentary of just normal, boring real life. I don't think it's going to catch on. 54 minutes gone. They seem to have had the better of the first 6 or 7 minutes of this half. Oh, Jair just wallops the ball in the back of one of their lads' heads. Good ball from Topic up to just Jeff now. Could give it to Makacek, and he does. Makacek could give it through to Alberto, and he does. Alberto could score, but he doesn't. Gilic scores! Although it's an own goal for Kladjeric, probably. But lovely bit of football, except for Alberto's finish. Wasn't great. Gilic, he definitely wasn't going in. I don't know how... That surely came off Espinoza, though. Otherwise, Kladjeric would have had to sort of backheel it into his own net. It was going completely the opposite direction. Maybe it went off his knee or something. Anyway, Gilic to Van Rethy. We're doing a pretty professional job on Chelsea. Makacek. Oh, it's a good save from Silva. I'm going to look at making some changes. Laveau's pretty tired. Let's bring on Javier. And I think that'll probably do, actually. That's enough for now. Silva, good save. We've got another corner. Maybe Jair can extend his goal-scoring form of the last couple of months. Topic with the corner in. Oh, we were queuing up to take it, to put it in the goal, but unfortunately no one did. Van Rethy now hits over. We are dominating them. We haven't played this well against Chelsea since the cup final, and then before that, ever. Javier's coming on. That's good. Just Jeff now. Oh, terrible passing. But does give it to Makacek, who scores. Oh, what a finish from Makacek. Lovely stuff. Yes, please. Yes, I like it. I like when Makacek scores. It's nice to sign a player for not very much money and then him turn out to be a fucking legend. Gilic is doing okay. I don't really want to... I don't want to... We've got to play another game soon. Let's bring off Gilic, put on Montufar, and we'll probably start the next game with Barron up front. Barron in the middle. No booking. More banter on the keyboard there, but I won't be sharing it with you. It's already past the point that I'm bored of it, so you will not be interested. Delorme, Yanchov, but no, goes back to Topic, who hits it wide. We have one more substitution, I believe, right? Yes, we do. Let's bring Martins on. He doesn't get a game enough. Let Van Rethy have another bit of a break. I don't know why Van Rethy's morale is sort of... It's not low, but it's sort of more average than everyone else's. Everyone else seems to be pretty happy. Alberto, I didn't mention, by the way, that in fact, because I was a little taken aback when I was looking through our fixtures, that actually our form hasn't been as bad as it feels like it's been. But I had a situation where I was asked in an interview whether or not I thought that I was going to get sacked, and which worried me a little bit. Since then, we've actually been on a pretty decent run, but Yeah, so obviously the Swindon board are horrible, horrible people. If they're considering sacking the best manager there's ever been at the club after an indifferent start to the season. But I'm fully confident that we'll recover and end up within the top 6, but it's at the moment it's touch and go. Alberto back to Makacek, puts it across, no one was there. Borlich, nice name, probably Balic, but definitely I would call him Borlich. Not quite getting it clear, and we foul. 84 minutes gone. Looks like we're going to have a pretty comfortable win over Chelsea, 3-0. It's almost unheard of. In fact, it might even be our first ever league win against them, because I think the only other win we had against them was in a cup, like a League Cup or an FA Cup third round or something like that. Fatut out to Manuel. Fatut again. Oh, they're playing it between themselves. There's probably a laze at the stadium, I imagine it. Alberto fouling again. God, we're a fouling bunch today. Have we done a lot? Does it have a thing for fouls? Yeah, 8. Oh, we've been fairly equal in terms of fouls. Benifela cannot jump above Serapio. Borlich gets the ball, but no, we win 3-0. A genuinely surprising result. I always just assume we're going to lose to Chelsea, if I'm honest. I'll press continue because that's what is expected of me at this point. Fixtures. Now let's just check our history with this lot. Ooh. Are we going to be allowed? Yay! So we have won 3 games against them. That includes this win. So we are actually unbeaten in the last 2 games against them. The first win that we had was down here. Did we beat them in the league? We've been beaten. All these are losses. That's a win. So it's not our first win. We did win once at Stamford Bridge. It's the first win at the county ground, anyway. And slowly we're dragging back the head-to-head table, which is not going brilliantly. Let's just have a look here at the fixtures. Excuse me. Whoa. There was a series of beeps and squeaks there, but it was all just burps. So we've drawn Charlton, who are currently top, and I don't know if they still are, but they were certainly undefeated at the top of the championship table last time I looked. No, they've lost once. So they're almost certainly making a return to the Premier League, and we'll be playing them in the FA Cup. I'll bring you, if it stays as it is at the moment, I'll bring you the 2 Carpati games next. So see you next time, guys. Bye.